Sometimes simple makes elegant, and I'm going to show you how to make this simply elegant card. I found these beautiful scallop edge dies from Crafter's Companion, and I'm going to cut this lacy border on this piece of paper. I actually want to cut 2 copies of it, so I'm going to fold my paper in half, and then we're going to run this through the die cutter just like that. So to start cutting your die cut out of your paper, what you need are all of these shims. I have my purple clear shim here. I also have this plastic shim. This is a magnetic sheet that comes with your Gemini cutter. And then what you do is you can lay your dies on the magnet. This part I love it because then that way you can cut 2 at one time. So kind of line that up. Then take your piece of paper, and I want to make sure that I'm cutting on the open edge here, just like so. Set that on. And then what's kind of nice when you have these detail dies is you have this metal shim that actually sticks to the magnet, but it also helps to give you a nice clean cut. Then take your other plastic protection sheet or whatever shim, and then now we're going to run it through the cutter. So when I peel off all of my layers, this is when the magic happens. Kind of take off the paper and ta-da! It's all cut out. Now you can't see it. Isn't that great? Cuts it all out. Sometimes all the pieces don't pop out when you remove the die, so what you want to do is just kind of poke it with your finger, and this strips out all of those extra little pieces. So once you finish stripping out all of those little pieces, then what I do is cut, kind of rough cut, one straight edge. And this you don't have to be perfect because this is going to be used on the flap of my envelope. But this section, I'm going to actually use the single scallop edged here, like so, and I'm going to run that through the die cutting machine a second time. When I'm finished with that, I have this wonderful looking lacy piece. And finally, I have this beautiful satin thread paper from Crafter's Companion, and I cut out with that the single scallop die. You have to run it through twice because I'm going to lay this lacy piece over the top of it. I like to start out with my cardstock not scored already because this way I could score it however I want it scored. And I'm using the Crafter's Companion Ultimate tool, and I'm going to create the score line. This is going to be exactly in half. So here's 4 inches up here. This is 4 1/4. I take my little burnishing tool and I just run it right down along this line. And when I'm finished, I have a perfectly scored card. Now I'm going to emboss the greeting on my card, and just so you kind of get an idea, I have my little lacy embellishment at scalloped edge here, and what I want is I want my happy holidays to show up right about here to the side, not in the center. So I'm gonna just take my ink pad, and this is clear ink. Get my stamp nice and inky, and then stamp it carefully, a little offset. I know you can't see this, but when we pour on the embossing powder, and I'm using this twinkly embossing powder called Ruby Twinkle, shake off the excess, and then I want to heat it with my heat gun. Okay. And sometimes you have a little bit excess glitter that appears on the card, and you can just kind of brush it once you've heated the whole thing and brush off that excess glitter. Okay, so let's assemble the card now. I have my base card, I've got my red highlight paper, and my little lacy piece. What I'm going to do is just use some double-sided tape here. I'm actually going to apply it right to my little lacy bit. And then center this onto the cutout. And I have one little hiccup here. You can't see this really well with the camera, but my adhesive from the tape is showing through these little holes. So what I'm going to do is come back in with my heat gun and my embossing powder, and I'm going to emboss right through those little... I'm going to pour the embossing powder over the tape, and it's going to stick through the holes. And then this way it's not sticky anymore. Really good enough. Then flip it over, and I'm just going to use my double-sided adhesive here right on the back of the scallop, maybe a little bit more. And then apply this to my card. So that's my card. Now what I want to do is finish my envelope. So I have a matching red envelope, and remember that piece that we started out with earlier today? I'm just going to attach this to the flap of my envelope, just like that. So let's apply a little bit of tape. And I know I'm putting this on the section where you would lick the envelope to seal it, but the nice thing is that we now have all of these wonderful adhesives that then we can finish the envelope at a later time when we're ready to mail our card. So if I wanted to mail my card, I would just tuck this into the envelope, and then put a little bit of adhesive on the back here, like so, and that would seal my envelope.
We hope you're enjoying our Holiday Happenings series, sponsored by Crafter's Companion and Judikins. Please follow us on social media, and remember to sign up on our website so you'll be eligible to win a prize package full of some of our favorite products. And as we always say, when creativity knocks, open the door.